While you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Just let everything to settle down as it is and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma friends, today we're going to practice tranquility meditation in the beginning, samatha meditation or samatha mental culture, and then we go to vipassana practice. So as our primary mental object, we take our own inhalation, exhalation. So we trying to develop our awareness. So normally our nature is using the mind, maintaining the mind. We look outside world. Using the mind, we look outside world. Eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, or the body object, or the mental object. So that is a ordinary life. When it comes to meditation, it is different. Rather than using the mind, looking outside world, when you practice meditation, you use the mind to see the mind, recognize the nature of the mind. When we look the outside world, sometimes we don't see the very nature of our mind. So that is the difference between the meditation and day-to-day observation or the living. And sometimes we say in day-to-day life, so whatever you do, just do it mindfully. You cooking, you washing, cleaning, and doing that kind of activities. And but still, when it come to Buddha's teaching, that is totally different. To have a conventional life, so you can practice your day-to-day activities and you can become good with that activities when you do it mindfully. As example, when you cook mindfully, it doesn't allow you to attain to Nibbana, or it doesn't bring you any kind of greater wisdom. Then you become just the good chef or the cook. You become very successful with that. That is very necessary in conventional life. When you're driving, you become mindful regarding your driving. That will help you to reach to your destination without any kind of accident. But that doesn't mean you you become mindful regarding the driving, that doesn't mean it's going to bring you the wisdom regarding the life. So otherwise, then why the Buddha come to the world and teach us the vipassana? Because you, as example, there are players, they become so mindful, and there are people do day-to-day activities like a kind of like artists, singers, dancers, musicians, or even the snipers. They become so mindful with the target. They don't get disturbed out of anything. Even the sometimes the snake go around their body, and sometimes and so some animals pinch or mosquitoes bite. They don't get disturbed out of that. They become so focused to target. But that doesn't mean they're not going to attain to kind of like gain any wisdom regarding the world. So that is totally different, because we think that going with this outside world, becoming good with the actions and without making any mistakes is the ultimate purpose. No, that will help you to have a very comfortable life. It will help you to become successful conventionally. That is very necessary. You have to be like that way. But our purpose should be more than that, because that kind of lifestyle never allow you to get out of the system. It will help you to be with the system. So that is two different methods. So then what we have to do, that's why we have to have a special different techniques to go to that. So that is vipassana. So rather than using the mind, using the body, using your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, see the outside world, maintaining your life depending on the outside world, we use completely our body and mind to observe the inside our life, what and recognize the system, what is happening inside us. So that's why that you have to practice this meditation. This meditation you cannot do in walking and doing things. There are certain rituals when it comes to meditation, especially when it comes to Satipatthana Sutta and the Anapana Sati Sutta. In the scriptures, that the Tripitaka, it exactly say that how you have to practice this. Even regarding the posture, Junkayang Panidaya Parimukang Sating Upattapetva. And so Sato Asasati. So like that, once you come to this meditation, especially the Anapanasati, contemplating the inhalation, exhalation, it is not something that you do like that you doing with this outside world. It is totally different. You have to specially prepare your body and mind for that. So that's why it say you have to keep your neck head straight and your back straight in one line. And then from there, bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. And when it happens, recognize it, follow it. So that exactly say that is what the Buddha come and Buddha say exactly what you have to do. Then it become easy for you. So why? Because now you know the method. And then what you have to do, you just keep otherwise, if we try to do this, maybe we start to do the Sirsasana or sit on your head and start to do kind of like a meditation, because we don't know what is the right posture, or maybe sleeping, or maybe running, walking. Maybe we think, oh, that is the way to practice. No, Buddha come and tell exactly what you have to do. So then it become very easy for you. You no need to waste your time. So you now you know what you do, then you follow that. And when it come to vipassana, there are four foundations: Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, Dhammanupassana. So you stay with your body. Kayanupassana, observing the bodily posture, you're recognizing the body, be aware regarding the body. And Vedananupassana, contemplating the feelings, sensation. It's a bodily sensation, not something else. Chittanupassana, contemplating the mind, observing the nature of the mind. Dhammanupassana, observing the very nature of the body, behavior of the natural process. So other than that, so then the Buddha exactly say in the Satipatthana Sutta, so this is what you have to do. So then you no need to waste your time. If you really look for the wisdom, if you really look for the liberation, and then dreaming about the light or dreaming about something in the trying to levitating or trying to become a psychic and developing some psychic powers, because it doesn't make it doesn't go with the teaching. So then when it comes to vipassana, it becomes crystal clear. There is nothing hide in the Buddha's teaching, that everything clear itself. So even as monks, the sasana means community of the sangha. The sasana itself means follow the teachings, practice the teachings. When some group of people gather together and follow the same kind of teachings, then it becomes a sangha or the sasana. What is the responsibility of the sasana? So what you practice, you teach. That is called anusasana. So that is what called preaching or teaching. So what we practice, we teach. Because whatever in the book or whatever that in the history or whatever, we cannot teach. We, as a general knowledge, but when it comes to teachings, that's mean what we practice, we share with you. For in according to the Theravada tradition, our previous monks, enlightened masters, high priest, whoever in the past during this 2600 years, in this Buddha's dispensation, they able to teach this technique by practicing and experiencing themselves. So that is what we does. So then when it come to yourself, when you sit, that it is you have right to question. You no need to follow or you no need to believe because of this monk say. But the thing is, without practicing, you cannot question. So then, in the beginning, you have to practice, and at the same time, with the independent mind. And when there is a kind of like if there is something unclear, and if you cannot recognize something, if it is doesn't kind of like make sense, then you have to ask it. So it is more kind of like a participating, and without kind of like just guiding and someone guiding and someone follow. It is not like that method. So this one more independent. It's even in the during the Buddha's time that if you know, it's mostly the conversation, question and asking. This is not a kind of like a hierarchy. So then you have to have that mental freedom when it comes to meditation. Because what is one of the major wrong thing we does? Remember this very carefully. Especially when it comes to meditation, we see all over the most of time. We abuse our mind. We crush our mind. We kind of like squish our mind. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to be like this, like. You cannot do that. It is maybe there are some practice, but when it comes to this samatha and vipassana, especially when it comes to vipassana, you cannot squish your mind. You cannot, this crush your mind. You cannot kind of like push your mind. Remember that. Only it is a deeper, very, very, sensitive technique that you have to understand. So that's why before this meditation, I take time and trying to explain you, because it doesn't matter how long we practice or how long we sit or the posture or like that. The deeper the secret come, the deeper totally you have to be free. Without any dogmas, religions, believing, following, fear, this everything. That is the power of vipassana. So that is where taught little by little, little by little, that is where you have to reach. Because that is where you really going to experience the true nature of your own mind. So remember, because we're not observing outside, we're observing our own mind. So then always remember, we have kind of like a, genetical behavior, habitual patterns. We have many things we have to deal deeper inside us, and sometimes we have to be hard on us, but at the same time you have to keep the total freedom, and you have to be completely flexible, totally 100%. It's like be like water. So with that total freedom, without crushing, without squishing, without pushing, without abusing your mind, learn to observe. Be aware. So in the beginning, just only the inhalation, exhalation. And through the sensation in front of your nose and your upper lip area. So that is, we go to the samatha first. So not by visualizing, dreaming, thinking, making anything happen. No, just by sensation, and try to get the sensation and follow the sensation. If you don't get the sensation, don't worry, don't get panic, don't push, just wait, learn to wait. If you cannot wait, you cannot get anything, even in conventional life. No, wait. If you, it doesn't matter how long the line, if you wait, you get your hair cut. So like that. Learn to wait, and at the same time, be mindful, be aware, and observe. So when the inhalation happen, recognize inhalation. When the exhalation happen, recognize exhalation. Don't try to inhale or exhale. Don't try to push yourself. Don't try to count. Don't try to get any help out of anything. Just be independent. Be independent. Totally be independent. And see and recognize. So then follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, knowing this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. And also you may experience some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, like that. Just recognize. when the body, mind, and the breathing settle down to one, and slowly start to observe the very nature of the sensation. Forget about all other details. It's like you jump with the parachute, and then you forget about the flight or the helicopter, whatever the thing that you take to go higher. It's nothing to do with now. Now with the parachute. So like that, forget about everything, just focus to whatever the sensation and stay here. And if you can follow, and sometimes you may start to recognize this whole body. Why? Because in tranquility state, you start to settle down with your body, mind, and breathing. And then sometimes your whole body, you feel as one. So then wherever you feel the sensation, recognize it. It's like the spider in the middle, and wherever that the net get disturbed, the spider move that way right away. So same like, so wherever the sensation arise, just recognize, and that recognize the impermanent and unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within that sensation. And also see the how the mind change according to the moment by moment, and observe that and follow it. So again and again, stay with it. So let's practice a little bit. And your right palm on your left, and neck it straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, and later recognize the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and the selflessness within any feelings arise in your body. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and deeply and gently breathe out 3 times, and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. Just be aware and recognize. If your mind go here and there, don't worry about it. Just keep focus to the sensation. Just get a mental note. Bring your attention to the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Just recognize this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalation, exhalation. Also, you may experience some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. And bring your attention to the impermanent, unsatisfied serenity and selflessness of your sensation, any feelings. Bring attention to your body and observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion. in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. And expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Visualize yourself and send it as a light forward to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Sri Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, when we practice this kind of meditation, it's mainly you become very clear with the conventional life and the situations. So sometimes then it become more difficult, especially in this conventional life. Why? Because all the difficulties come towards you, you start to see very clearly. And also you start to see the greed, hatred, and the delusion very clearly. And sometimes dealing with that and dealing with this outside world and the situations not going to become easy because you practice meditation, and the situation not going to go away because of you practice meditation. So only thing is you become more clear and recognize, and that clarity and that recognition will help you to go through this all the situations. Otherwise, don't expect that things going to change because you practice meditation. Things going to be the same, or maybe things going to become more worse. But yourself, you become more brush up and clear and stronger with the mind. That will help you to go through that. So there are four things in this conventional life, especially when you practice meditation to deal with this outside world. There are four techniques you can use, you can apply. And also, when you use these techniques, you get out of and you get, it's kind of like you able to go through the situation and at the same time it will help you to develop your spirituality. It's a two-way. You get kind of benefits. One is you go through the situation without making it more difficult, and other thing is you grow, you become matured, and your spirituality becomes strong. So one is whatever the situation come, mostly this is about conventional life. So whatever the situation come, recognize with awareness. So that is the first thing. Remember, recognize with awareness. Doing something else, don't try to recognize the situation. So whatever the up and downs come in day-to-day life, whatever the situation arise, and first recognize it very clearly. So then now you know that in the Vipassana level, it another name it called analytical meditation. So analyze. So when you analyze it, you have to be aware regarding the condition of the mind. So mostly what we does, we forget the condition of the mind, and then we just go with the outside situation. So we recognize, but we not recognize with awareness. So what is the difference? Recognize with awareness. So you know the condition of the mind. You know where your mind. You know what is your mind, and at the same time, knowingly your mind, you recognize the situation. So yeah, somebody come and blame to you. And in that very moment, if you get angry, disappointed, disturbed out of that blame, and then if you try to look why this person blamed to me, you're not going to find it. Because why? Because already you disturbed, you angry, you mad, sad, worry. With that worry, sad, disappointment, you cannot find the reason for that. Then what will happen? Whatever, maybe you have the idea to find the reason, but whatever the reaction come, the ignite the more anger, more hatred, or the ignite the situation more stronger. So recognize with awareness mean in the beginning you recognize your mind, the condition of you. Are you hungry, sleepy? Are you weak, sad, worry? So with that condition, you cannot find a reason. So then what you have to do? In the very first thing you have to recognize your condition, and then once you this is what happening. Once you recognize the condition of your mind and the body and the 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 moment, that recognition will show you what to do next. So we cannot teach if we try to teach, okay, if you are angry, do this, if you are sad, do this. No, then you caught up with this kind of like a delusion. You become like a robot. No, this is what happening. Because once you have the power to aware yourself, recognize yourself, finding a reason for a solution is very easy. Why? Because you achieved more stronger, difficult part already. It's like you already climbed to the mountain, and then when you look down, you can see it. But from the The halfway of the mountain you cannot see. So, like that, recognizing the condition of you is more strong, powerful than recognizing a reason for outside situation. So that's why the first quickly you achieve to that, and then from there you see what you have to do. Are you have to be silent, or you have to be talk, you have to act something. Now you know. So whatever the situation come, whatever the disturb come, happy or sad or worry or joy, anything, if you are in kind of like a situation, puzzle, difficulty, hard time, then you cannot see the exit. First thing, recognize with the awareness. That recognition is very important. Why? Mostly we recognize some mostly wrong way. If you recognize wrong way, what will happen? The reaction become wrong. So if your mind is not clear, that means if you are not aware regarding your mind, you cannot be aware regarding the outside. So that's why we go mostly from difficulty to difficulty, from problem to problem, one situation to another situation. It happened mostly. Sometimes we experience it. When you make a mistake and it start to to get connect to another mistake. You think this is outside, oh my day is bad. This is karma. It's no, because you have the disturbed mind. So the very first technique you have to do in conventional life, remember, recognize with awareness. The second one, so whatever the condition, situation, accept it with humility. So that is very important thing. Don't try to accept situation with the grudge or the resist or the anger, hatred or the proud. No. Learn to accept with the humility. So that will help you to to settle down. So accepting part is a it's not when you accept it with the humility, it's not going to make you kind of like a too personal for the situation. When somebody blamed you, you also can blame, and at the same time you can accept it with the kind of nice way and a smile. And maybe somebody can blame to you, and then you can ask a question, end of that all, is that true, is that right, is that all? So it is, it will help you to keep your awareness, and at the same time it will keep the cool inside you rather than firing because of the situation. So when something happen outside, the main mistake what we does, we take it as inside. Now just try to recognize and keep it as outside situation. Even in a family, very close situation come, even as a husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sister, in office, wherever, whatever, remember, keep it to that environment and that position. So you are a husband, you are a wife, you are a father, you are a mother, you are a child in that environment. And at the same time, when it comes to deeper you are alone. If really, if there is a relationship can do anything to you, just very simple example, when you have the pain sensation or the hunger, if somebody else eat behalf of you, it's not going to work. So the same thing with the mind. Doesn't matter whatever the situation come, don't take it to your mind. So you accept it, but you accept it with the humility and not with the grudge and the personally. So it will help you to to settle down with it, and it not going to help. It not going to develop the situation more bad. So in the beginning, you recognize with the awareness, and you accept it with the humility. And the third one, negotiate with the reasons. It is not only you right. When whatever the situation, it is not only the other part right. So once you accept it with the humility, it will help you to go to the next level. So when situation come, you cannot deny it, you cannot resist it, because there is a situation. Conventionally, we have to do something. So then in conventional life, you cannot tell it is impermanent. No. Conventionally, there is a situation, you have to do something. So that's why you have to learn to negotiate. So negotiate with the reasons, necessary consequences, not with your own idea. See, sometimes, these negotiators, they go to the middle of the war. And sometimes when somebody hijacks something, they go to the middle of that. If somebody kidnaps something, they go to middle of that. They negotiate. Then you cannot tell, oh, you are wrong, you're doing this. No. It says that every person, so whatever do, especially when it come to the whatever this terrorist, from their point of view, there is something right for them. So in day-to-day life, as a husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, when some situation come, don't come to a view thinking, oh, that is wrong, this is right. No. Learn to come to negotiate with the reasons. It is just not getting to one side. Always remember that will help you deeply when you conventionally practice it. What will happen? Then deeply in the vipassana level, it will help you to become very clear with the cause and effect, causality. Why? Because you see the reasons. When you see the reasons, and it will help you to go deeper beyond your views. So that will deeply help you to develop your spiritual practice also. And the fourth one, once you negotiate with the reasons, any situation, deal with loving kindness. Remember this very carefully. With any situation, deal with loving kindness. Never get into situation to deal with the anger, hatred, jealousy, whatever happen. Deal with loving kindness. Why? Because things going to change. And maybe with the anger, hatred, we can come to situations and we can conquer situations. But after the next day, we have to live. And maybe we have to live with the same people and in the same environment, same community. And maybe for you, same house. So if you able to deal with any situation with the loving kindness, you become a winner next day. It will help you to be deeply peaceful. You can maybe bypass anger with the hatred, power. You can blame to people with the very bad, strong words. Maybe for your husband, wife, children. You can, you can bring all the bad words from the dictionaries and, even from your language or even from another language. You can do that. We are capable to do that. But the thing is this, after this finish, after this situation finish, how about if you have to live with the same person at the same house? How you, at night, if you fight like that way, how about next day when you wake up? It doesn't matter how many people all over this world. It doesn't matter in this universe, there are many other living beings. When you wake up in the very next morning, how you going to see that person face? How you going to see it? Hmm. So that's why deal with the deal with loving kindness. It doesn't matter you lose, keep the loving kindness. That is your end. That is your position. That is your center. Maybe you lose everything. Maybe you kick out of everything. It is okay. Your center is the loving kindness. And you never allow your mind to hold the anger, hatred, jealousy, that things. You get into the loving kindness. You're harboring your mind right away to loving kindness. When the situation's over, then you will say, maybe you fight for nothing. Maybe the people had the argument for nothing. Maybe the situation came out of for nothing. And by the time everything, calmed down, then what will happen? Then, you know, your true nature going to be there with others. So that's why practicing meditation doesn't mean just closing your eyes and you just stay with inhalation, exhalation. No, this is a mental culture. That's what we call is bhavana, means mental culture. You completely develop a different kind of culture in your mind. Why you need that? Because we nourish from childhood, even from the mother's womb, we nourish through the culture, this conventional culture. So it has its own genetical way to react to situation. If somebody blame, hit, shoot, kill. So that's how the world go. But when it comes to meditation, if you practice meditation, doesn't mean, oh, I practice meditation, I practice vipassana, I practice samatha. If you don't, if when a situation comes, if you behave same like your parents, your brothers, sisters, your family members, your ancestors, your history, then that mean you didn't develop from this culture. Why? Because you have that all the blueprint from the culture that you already exist with others. Then deeply this not going to develop any change inside you. So then, when you develop this mental culture through the bhavana meditation, you're not going to belong to any kind of conventional culture. Why? Because you are become a person, act according to necessary conditions in that moment. So you're not going to become kind of like, oh, we are this kind of people. Oh, we are this kind of way we live. Oh, we are proud about this kind of way. So, like about your tradition, your culture, your caste, your color, you not be your political party, you not become like that person. What is your culture? You become go according to necessary conditions in that very moment. With awareness, you do the best according to that moment. That become your culture. That is the Buddha's culture. So then through this way, when you practice meditation, mean you nourish your heart, you nourish your mind, you nourish your life, you nourish your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. Completely new way. So that is why in day-to-day life with others, so whatever they do, whatever others do, it doesn't matter. They have their reason. But when it comes to yourself, you become more aware, and you develop that within yourself, and conventionally it will help you to go through the situation without hurting to anybody. If they get hurt themselves, it's nothing to do with you, because sometimes living with the compassion also hurt some others. When you become generous, it will hurt to others. That's nothing to do with you, because we cannot satisfy everyone, but at the same time, according to your limit, you have to know to keep the clarity and keep the development within yourself, and whenever the opportunity comes to purify yourself. So then remember, whatever situations come, recognize with awareness. So that's mean just not only the outside, the condition of the mind, and the it will help you to the way. And then and the react and accept with the humanity, and be soft, be more relaxed. Whatever when you accept, we kind of like learn to accept it and absorb like a sponge, and then negotiate with the reasons, not with your dogmatic ideas, hierarchy, mental powers. No, learn to deal even with anybody. Learn to deal with reasons. We do it. So negotiate with the reasons. We do. Like when you with children, newly born babies, that's how you mostly do as parents. You go with the reasons, and then deal with loving kindness. Kindness. If there is no love, at least keep the kindness. Deal with that. Why? Because once it done, once it over, and we have to live each other. It because any situation not going to be the end of your life or their life or the situation. No, we have to live with them. We have to live with the world, and at the same time, we have to be comfortable after any situation, after any argument, after any fight. It's okay to fight. Look, sometimes decent, the fighters, boxers, you know, when they fight, very decently when you fight, it's maybe, it's a very, that hurt for everyone, but at the same time, and the people whoever know the art and appreciate that. Maybe you lose the match, but people appreciate that. Maybe if you are very aggressive, angry, and you win the fight, you win the kind of like a best title in the world, but you cannot win the people's heart. It happened. You have seen in your lifetime. No, they are heavyweight, champions, world champions. They won the title, but they failed to get the human heart. So what's the point? You bring a title and people don't like. So that's why it's a winning a situation is not the real winning. Even you lose everything, you lose your life also, but if you able to come to the corner of the kindness with the love, even you lose everything, you will win the fight. So that's the Buddha's nature. So then yourself remember, in life, practice. It is this is for to practice. If you don't practice, you will never see that. So that's why in the beginning maybe it will hard. It's will difficult. But little by little, get into that. You will see. In this sansaric journey, until you attain to the Nibbana, in any situation, whatever situation, it's going to be okay with you. So with that, I bless upon everyone. This good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Please.